A cam speed, B cam speed, C cam speed. I want to talk about today's 3 activities that brings me balance, focus, and calmness. And even though these 3 activities have nothing to do with each other, they are all still intertwined with each other and help one another brings balance, focus, and calmness to enrich each other. So the 3 activities I wanted to talk about today is art, working out, and baking. These are 3 activities that all brings me balance, focus, and calmness. You're going to be hearing me say that a lot in this: balance, focus, and calmness. So get ready for that. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is art. I'm a professional filmmaker. I also do photography. Filmmaking is not only my profession, but it's also my passion, somewhat to my hobby. Hell, look at this, what I'm doing right now, right? I am doing this because I just fucking love what I do. Out of the activities I have listed, it is the one that I am the most passionate about, the most driven by. It is in so many ways my Akika. I'll get into a whole nother episode about what Aikika is, if you don't know what that is already. But anyways, though, it is the thing that drives me, that gets me out of the bed in the morning. Is the thing I feel is my purpose. Actually, that is what Aikika means. It is the one that I am driven by the most. Consequently, it is also on my mind a lot. And sometimes it is very good for myself to take art off of the mind. And one of the best ways I'm able to do that is through working out. I primarily lift when I work out. Some of the many reasons why I lift is due to the discipline it takes, but also it requires supreme focus. I cannot be thinking about how I'm going to build a certain kind of setup for a shoot or an edit or a color grade where I am really pushing myself to failure. Because in the gym, especially when you're lifting, you should be lifting to failure, but there's a certain way you should be lifting to failure. I'm not going to be getting into that in this video. You can do your research yourself. Highly recommend Athlete X, written by a guy named Jeff Cavalier. Anywho, I cannot be squatting, bench pressing, doing lunges, thinking about art, because I'm going to fucking hurt myself. And one of the key things about lifting correctly is making sure you don't injure yourself so you can recover quickly. Well, I wouldn't say quickly, but yeah, so you can recover as quick as your body will allow you to get right back in it, so you can continue making your gains. Also, what happens when we talk about failure is a big thing one has to deal with when they decide to be an artist. I mean, everyone, I feel, has to deal with failure one way or the other. In my world, you deal with failure and rejection so much. However, failure is not necessarily a bad thing. There's so many valuable lessons you get in failure. It's just like in the gym, when I'm pushing myself to failure, it's like I take that data and I apply it to the next time that I'm working out. I can sometimes reach a point of just really hammering against the wall and feeling like I'm not getting anywhere, even though I know I am. But sometimes I can lose track of that. And so it will discourage me to continue to move forward. But because I trained for failure in the gym, that helps me practice my my failure muscles. And so I just have more stamina when I am pushing myself creatively. Hell, I'm on the transparency. This is my 3rd time shooting this video, talking about this particular subject. And because I didn't release it, those projects were failures. I personally feel that the only time in the art world where it's an absolute failure if it doesn't see the light of day, but still you can take data from it and apply it to the next project, the next time you shoot it. Now, I could have released the other ones. They were good enough to release, but there's just some things I just feel like doing. It wasn't that I was striving for perfection. It was like, hey, I have the time and the energy to do so. So why not? And besides, reminding myself what is the main purpose of me shooting these videos is to practice talking in front of the camera. And reviewing it. And I am getting better as I do these small incremental gains. The same thing that I get from when I'm working out. There's something about when I'm in that gym, I'm lifting, it's like that dog in you comes out in a positive way. Because I wish I would have known this much earlier. To motivate myself, I talk very positively to myself. I don't, if I can't push something, I go, oh, motherfucker, or call me all kinds of names or anything like that. No, never that. I actually use positive reinforcement, and I've seen much better results with that than having to belittle myself. However, though, it does require a good amount of intensity. And even though it can be good to apply that to art at times, I also need to come back down a little bit. And that's when baking plays a huge part in my life, because baking calm not baking doesn't only calm me. All the two previous activities, art and the gym, calms me, but baking also requires supreme patience from me. There's a shit, those who bake knows, shit ton of waiting. But me personally, I get excited as I am baking. But I've tried to make sure I don't get overly excited because the product won't come out that well. Not to call it product, but whatever I'm baking won't come out the best. I have to practice patience in baking. And the patience I actually gain from baking, I do apply that to the gym, and I apply that to art. Baking also gives me instant gratification. I know instant gratification has a negative connotation attached to it because when we think instant gratification, a lot of us first we think of social media. Instant gratification can be a powerful tool if we're using it correctly. Now, I'm not saying you can't get positive instant gratification from social media. If that's what you're getting, awesome. I think personally that's amazing. I don't get too much satisfaction out of social media, but I do get a ton out of baking, where I need that kind of instant gratification to substitute what I'm not getting immediately when it comes to working out or art. A lot of artists know it can sometimes take weeks, months, years before you're able to really celebrate your artwork. And that's okay. Some people don't ever get a chance to witness the appreciation of their art. Actually, before I get too far ahead on certain things, I should also mention the other key thing about these three activities these are three activities I can actually do by myself. Right now, I'm creating art by myself. I'm about to go work out at the gym. This is why I'm actually dressed like this. As soon as I'm done shooting this, warming up, walking around the corner to hit my gym. Kind of lucky that my gym is only right around the corner from me. That's pretty fucking awesome. And of course, I can bake by myself. Now, creating art is the one that is much better to do with other people. I prefer to always create art with other people, not by my damn self. Woo, yeah, probably would have a lot more successful projects if I either asking people to help or just had more helping hands. But hey, we work with what we got. Working out of course requires less amount of people, but having a gym partner helps out a lot. I haven't had a gym partner in a couple of years. When I did have one, he was fucking amazing. Shout out to you, Jacob. Best gym partner I ever had. Jacob, thank you. Anyways, baking. Now, baking, of course, for some people is fun to do with others. I actually prefer to do that by myself. Share the results with people, that's better. Way, way better. And for me, health-wise, because I do eat most of the things I bake by my damn self. Just got some lab work done yesterday. Hope to see some good results. Nah, not too worried about it. I actually got some blood work done not too long ago. Almost damn failed. Also, got some blood work done not too long ago. Damn good results when it comes to that. By the way, go to the doctor as often as you fucking can. Get your blood work done. So, but anyways, yes, these are activities I can do by myself. So these are other ways I'm also intimate with myself. Side note, I was talking to my therapist a couple of months ago, and she asked me, what are some ways you're intimate with yourself? That fucked my head up. I've never thought about that way. Intimate with others, yes, but not intimate with myself. So when she planted that seed in my head, it allowed me to ask myself, what are ways that I am intimate with myself? I knew working out was important to me, especially when it came to enriching my art. I did not realize how important baking was to me until I started asking myself that question, what are ways I am intimate with myself? And so I realized 3 activities that helps brings me balance, focus, and calmness are baking, art, and the gym, which is an acronym for BAG. I would like to say I came up with that with myself, right? That, hey, this is the way I'm in my damn bag because I am. This is the way that I stay in my bag, right? But it was actually my therapist who pointed that out to me when I was talking with her. And she was like, oh, so baking, gym. I can't fucking spell. So baking, art, and gym is an acronym for bag. And I was like, mind blown. Right in my damn face, did not see such a simple thing, but it also shows how these 3 things are just truly intertwined with each other, and they all bring balance to each other. They all help bring focus to each other and calmness. But these are all ways that I stay in my damn bag and how I continue to move forward in a positive way, especially just a lot of shit going on out there in the world. So much shit going on out there in the world. I know I've been, those who know me well, yeah, anyway, been through it. Pretty sure a lot of you all have been through it, but one of the ways that has helped me get back on course, and not only just get back on course, but become a better version of myself. And so I just highly recommend to find what are those things that brings you balance, focus, and calmness, and making sure that they don't have much to do with each other, because I do feel that because each one of these 3 activities have nothing at all to do with each other, that they enrich each other. Because for me personally, I felt, hey, I'm doing film and I'm doing photography. That was enough separation, but it wasn't. It was nowhere nearly enough separation, because I'm always surrounded in it. I mean, right now we're shooting this in my fucking living room. The art on this wall, this is my art. And so I'm constantly surrounded in it. So it's, when am I not giving myself the necessary breaks? I'm having a bad time looking at that monitor when I'm supposed to be looking at that camera. Think I would know that by now. Y'all can't see all the monitors that's around me right now. But anyways, though, back to what I was saying. When am I giving myself the necessary break from art? And I thought the gym was enough. It helped out tremendously. But again, that intensity was raising up. At one point, I thought to myself, hey, also take some boxing classes. But 2 things about that. 1, that is still working out. And 2, I'm not paying somebody to punch me in my motherfucking face. Fuck that. That is not a thing I'm about. So I realized baking was that thing that calmed me, that other thing that I needed when it came to lowering my intensity. And wow, so much better than getting punched in my face and paying someone to do it. Again, if you do that, that's fucking dope for you, not for me. Anyways, I'm going to end this right now. That battery's dying over there. But then said everything I needed to say, and I'm hopefully going to put this out soon. So, peace.